Good afternoon. This is Ron Mickens. Fraud upon the court. Fraud upon the court is synonymous with being Willie lynched. We, Ron and Gloria Mickens, were Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch and fraud upon the court, in essence or in reality, is the same. So you're going to what? You're going to have to stay with me. Because what? The truth is in the details. This is what my videos have done for us. I've given you the knowledge in my previous videos on how our judges, our attorneys / lawyers, how our politicians, how our bureaucrats, and our law enforcement officers, they are disguised criminals. They are criminals in disguise. Now, let me make something clear. Not all of them, but make sure you know that the majority of them are. So, you got to stay with me. Remember, the truth is in the details. Politicians, bureaucrats, judges, they conjure up subjective law. Judges use what we call ego justice. This is in what? Direct contradiction to the Constitution. It's unconstitutional law, okay? So that's why you gotta stay with me. And we do not realize it, because we got the protesters out there today. They protesting to be Willie Lynch because they're asking for more subjective political agenda law. All those laws can do is benefit the politicians and the bureaucrats and the ego judges. Ego justice. I'm going to come at you today about Rayshard Brooks and Sandy Bland, and also George Floyd. Okay? Let's start with Rayshard Brooks. He's the guy that was murdered in Atlanta. He was murdered because he lacked the knowledge of his constitutional rights. He was not a driver. He was a traveler. He has a constitutional right to travel from point A to point B. Drivers use the highways and the roads for commercial purposes. They use the roads as a business to benefit a profit. A traveler. See, we as a people does not realize that there is a distinction between a driver and a traveler. So this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm trying to impart to you today. He was not a driver. The police officer tricked him into thinking that he was a driver when he, in actuality and in reality, he was a traveler. A traveler with right to travel. It's a constitutional right. All the police officer had the authority to do with Rayshard Brooks was to offer him a ride home or to permit him to walk home like he asked the officer, or call someone to come pick him up if he thought he was impaired. But when he told the officer that he was a driver, he gave the officer jurisdiction. Pretty much, I'm just telling him like it is, to do whatever he wanted to him, all the way up to murdering him. Okay? These are criminals in disguise because we fail to understand our God-given rights, our constitutional right. He cannot disobey the Constitution. That's treason. All he had to do was to tell the cop that he was a traveler. End of story. Sandy Bland. She was a traveler. The reason why these people are dead, because they didn't know their constitutional right, and we as a people do not know our constitutional rights. These people, we should be requiring these people to enforce the Constitution instead of out there protesting, talking about change and reform and more legislation and regulation when you already have the Constitution. You just don't know and realize your God-given, your inalienable, your immutable, your God-given objective right. It's simple. Sandy was a traveler. Not Floyd, but Brooks was a traveler. So let's move on to Floyd, George Floyd, because what? We're being Willie lynched. They were Willie lynched because they didn't know their constitutional right. Now, George Floyd was Willie lynched because we don't know our constitutional rights. This is what's happening. Listen up. Stay with me. No person, no group of persons, no government have the right to initiate force. Initiatory force is a crime. Using the threat of force is a crime, and fraud is a crime. A police officer cannot initiate force, use the threat of force, commit fraud against a person or its property. That is what that police officer did to George Floyd. That's a crime. The officer is a criminal. This is what President Trump them is hiding from you. These killers should already be in their grave. Talking about third degree and second degree murder. All of that is fake. The officer is a criminal. He initiated force. Trump, stay with me, has no power. The power is in the Constitution and bestowed upon the people. All you have to do to get your revolution is to enforce President Trump, or to require President Trump to enforce our Constitution. It's simple. We don't know our constitutional rights, and we're asking to be Willie lynched. We've been bamboozled. We've been what? Led astray. We've been duped. Okay? We've been what? Hoodwinked. We've been conned. We have been Willie lynched. We're killing ourselves because we don't know the Constitution. That's power. Knowledge is power. You unify knowledge with power. It's unstoppable. You cannot eliminate this anti-civilization with rioting, guns, or none of that. It's knowledge. It's the real, true power. Okay? They've been hiding this from you. Initiatory force. That's a crime. That means the officer is a criminal. Keith Elliott and even the family attorney, Ben Crump, they know this like they know the back of their hands. They're parasites. They're faking these fraudulent jobs. Like they got the so-called afford this man due process, or he's entitled to some type of procedures. No, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody saw he initiated that force and murdered that man, okay, he should already be in his grave. There is no justification. There is no exception for initiatory force, initiating force against George Floyd. You got to know your constitutional rights. Now, you know he was murdered, but see, I can prove it. I'm going to prove it to you again because I showed it to you before. And I'm letting you know where I'm coming from. I'm coming from this. It says the Constitution of the universe. That is where we get our world constitution, especially the Constitution of the United States. Don't let Mr. Trump them bedazzle you talking about an executive order and you already have the Constitution. What can be more powerful than the Constitution? Protesters. You're protesting to be Willie lynched. You asking the fox to guard the chicken. How can you get justice when you're asking for more political agenda law? That's conjured up law. It's fraudulent law that you're asking for. You're asking to be further really lynched. And unbeknownst to you, most or half, at least, of your white protesters know this. They're really lynching us. Okay? Subscribers, my supporters out there, viewers, you got to share this knowledge. Knowledge is power. I know my subscribers has been with me from day one, so I know you get it. But you got to share this knowledge. Okay, I broke it down in my previous video. I proved 100% that the judges are criminals. The lawyers are criminals. Law enforcement officers, specifically I talked about the sheriff. He's a criminal. The state attorney, I proved 100% that he's criminal. He won't even enforce his own investigation. He won't even enforce the Constitution. You got the judges, criminal acts, won't even enforce a trial judge order. They're going to turn around and reverse the Constitution. Those are criminal acts by the judges. I know my subscribers. Stay with me on it, okay? Knowledge is power. So subscribers and my other viewers who got it, okay, you gotta share this knowledge. You gotta let people know that they got to watch these videos because to prove that they all are criminals in disguise. They got us in this anti-civilization. It's incurable unless you get this knowledge. Now, I'm setting you up, subscribers and viewers and supporters. I'm setting you up for video number 33. Yes, I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna bring it to you like you've never seen. I've been to several of these protests, and I tell people that I had some knowledge that I wanted to share that was gonna blow them away, and I do. Now, in video 33, I'm gonna share some knowledge with you that they've hidden for you for 2,500 years. So you got to stay with me. But subscribers, you got to share this with family and friends because you know the knowledge that I am imparting is powerful. It's powerful. So, you know, in the words of Ida B. Wells, the way you right wrongs is to shine the light of truth upon them. let me say this once again about President Trump. He said he wanted to be the president of law and order. All you have to do to get your revolution is to require President Trump to enforce the Constitution. It's simple. It don't matter whether it's him, Joe Biden, Obama. It doesn't matter whether it's Bill Clinton or whoever. They operating under this Pericles, Plato, majority rule system. It is flawed, ladies and gentlemen. It is to provide a parasitical lifestyle for a few. Why they destroy us. Believe me when I tell you, these people are responsible for 160 million deaths in this country during the 20th century with their noble lives. With their, you call them, they're master liars. They know how to lie, cheat, steal, and kill without being detected. They're professional, like professional gamblers. Okay? So they got you thinking all of this legislation and regulation is real law. Okay, it's not law. President Trump saying that George Floyd should be looking down. Okay. Looking down on us proud. Okay. If make him eat those words. Require him to enforce the Constitution. George Floyd, murderer, is out there on the street. You know, that's my understanding. I think somebody bonded him out, or he's been bonded out. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you've been hoodwinked. You have been Willie Link. You've been lynched. Okay? President Trump knows 100% that police officer initiated force against Floyd. There's no justification for that. There's no justification. There's no exception. The officer is a criminal. He's not even entitled to any type of hearing. He should already be in his grave. And the difference, and you guys know this, but the difference between you and the knowledge that I'm imparting to you is that I'm proving it. I'm proving it to you beyond any doubt. So you hang in there with me and you stick around for video 33, because I'm going to bring it to you like you never seen before. Okay? So you got to get ready. I want you to get ready. Subscribers, get ready. But I need you sharing this knowledge in this video. Okay, so I'll see you in a few days. So stay with me.